Hello. Why do I seem a little bit further to the right than normal? What? That's pretty okay. Hi, how's it going? What is going on, y'all? Hello. Why is that doing that? There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Weird stuff going on. Hello, Monday Spides, Halcyon, Fabricio, Luna, Stratus, Lone Wolf, Meru, what is up, Jelly? Hello. I'm sorry. Nah. How am I doing today, Halcyon? I am here. I exist, and I woke up on this side of the dirt, so I must be doing something right. I want to continue Nazisenkreuz, and then I also, if you behave yourselves, maybe we do a little bit of Girls Frontline 2 to cap this stream off? Who knows? Who could say? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? The banner just changed. That's why. The banner just changed and I haven't opened the game since yesterday. And so the banner changed, and I've got some level ups that I can use and stuff like that. So I'm like, why don't I just save that for stream tomorrow? We can cap off today's stream with a little bit of barking. I will say, similar to how Genshin has a pretty poor reputation in terms of design and camera angles and stuff. It's not really Genshin's fault, it's the community. With Girls Frontline, it's much less defensible. It's definitely the game. They know what they're doing. However, it doesn't have to be that way. You can choose to not have it be that. Every time I say on stream that, oh, my only exposure to Genshin was Mona fan art, everyone's like, what? Like, no. Better change in Star Rail as well. Here's the interesting thing is that I always said that like turn-based isn't my thing, so I'll give Star Rail a try. I need to play Zenless some more. I need to get out of the prologue and get into the real meat and potatoes of the game. I don't know why Zenless hasn't grabbed me the way Genshin has, but I think that's the very unfair assessment on my part. So I definitely want to continue playing Zenless so I can give it a fair shake to get further into it so I can decide in fairness, is this my cup of tea or not? But for whatever reason, Girls Frontline also grabbed me, and it's a turn-based, which I didn't think I would be into. It's a tile turn-based. My exposure was the first Girls Frontline, which is like Plants vs. Zombies turn-based, and that I'm not into. Like, I wasn't really into that. But full transparency, I tried it because of Mr. Feet's video. I was like, well, you've got a link and you've got a code. Why not? I'll open the game and it'll give you some extra primos and stuff like that. Bro, Frontline gives you a crap ton of primos. Let me put it this way: just from doing the limited events. Oh my gosh, this is Hu Tao's death song. Why is this next in the playlist? One of my favorite moments in this entire game was from a limited event. Was Hu Tao's death sequence from this previous limited event from Lantern Rite. I was like, what event was that? Zenless first two chapters are quite slow. That's kind of how I feel about Genshin, but for whatever reason, even the slow burn start of Genshin hooked me instantaneously. I think it's because I went in with such low expectations because I thought it was nothing against Azur Lane. I said this once and someone in chat was like, my shipwives will not forget this. Nothing against Azur Lane, but in comparison to the games that I'm normally into, like God of War and Zelda and stuff like that, Mario's, Skyrim's. The main pull of Azur Lane seems to be the gacha system in it, and I thought that Genshin was purely that. And so when it was an open world, when you land on the beach and you get to walk around freely in the open world, I was like, oh, all right. It grabbed me immediately, I think, but probably because I had such a low expectation of it, probably unfairly as well, because this was my first gacha game, so I didn't even really know, about gacha games. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I would like them or not. I just knew that one VTuber I watch, Akuma Nimune, has spent $2,000 on Star Rail. That's been my exposure to gacha games. Anyways, let's hop into this. Perfect place for that song to end. Let's hop into this. My eyes have good tracking today? Hopefully. I'm not trying anything new out. I really need to, I rigged this model for a lot more accurate and expressive mouth movement. But I haven't had that, I've never had that set up in the almost year that I've been doing this. Not really sure why. Okay, nope, that's Rumeria. What is the next part of this? Unfinished comedy is something else. An overnight, they're separate? Oh, it's not in the quest log. I've been told that I would enjoy Wuthering Waves. I've also been told it's a Genshin clone. It's a Genshin clone. You say it like it's a bad. People say that like it's a bad thing. Need a statue at Palais is a good place to start. All right. Oh, maybe it's this world quest right here that's been here for 4,000 years. A certain former Genshin player spent 3,000 on just Homa? Okay. It's not this guy, is it? Virgil? Yep. I have anything to spend here? I do not. It is Virgil, okay. He's witnessing my magnificence. I must say, the weather today is simply wonderful. You are quite the dashing young gentleman. Virgil, at your service. But a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Conry, at your service. A pleasure. Paimon's Paimon, and is at your service too. Ah, such elegant names. Welcome to the Court of Fontaine. It is truly an honor to meet the two of you here. Paimon can't stand much more of this. I didn't know we're not from Fontaine. I mean, look at us, either. People all over Teyvat have said you dress weird. Don't give me a notification for that right now. Why is there... Sorry, hang on. Oh, that was just that. I hate how ominous Ring doorbell is. It's like there's a person at your door. Person detected. With a glance, it is obvious that you're that you're unsatisfied with being bathed in the soft lights of the city, but feel the call of the wild, which will never be illuminated by bright city lights. Yes, just like the heroes in operas. Yeah, that's totally true. Conry's an adventurer too. Add Astra Abyssosk and all that jazz. And all that jazz. I knew it. Those who the Adventurers Guild are beggarly. Beggarly? Courageous warriors begging with all their heart to unlock the deepest mysteries of the world. They wake with their eyes to the stars above and sleep with their back to the abyss below. Where there is an unknown domain, there is an adventurer who simply must explore it. Bravery bursting beyond the brim. I cannot help but notice how your gaze is focused on many things. Perhaps, no, I'm looking exactly where I'm supposed to be looking. Perhaps you wish to study our sublime arts, our intricate clockwork mecha, or our advanced civic culture. It's so meh. The civic culture of your citizenry is simply divine. Amazing. Paimon didn't even notice the decorations, but Paimon did notice that Fontaine has a ton of delicious food that she's never seen anywhere else. Not bad, isn't it? We have a long and glorious tradition of gourmet culture in Fontaine. Naturally, the two of you must often take your meals in the great outdoors, and thus are unfortunately limited in your ability to sample the breadth of Fontaine's superb cuisine, unable to experience the luxurious richness that is leisurely afternoon tea with a few pastries. You don't look that rich. Roasted, says Ether, rolling in Mora. Millions of Mora in his pockets. What's your guys' Mora count right now? I think I'm at 1.2 million, stockpiling up because I'm trying to level talents, and so one talent will take that out. You don't look that rich. You should know, my dear friend, that true wealth is never flaunted in something as shallow as outward appearances. Hey, Connie, let's get back on topic. Paimon thinks that Virgil has a commission for us. Most excellent, my two exceptional friends. Have you heard of Lilia Cruces treasure? Nope, haven't heard of it. 9 mil, 500k. Navia and Aoife building. I went from like 900 thou all the way down to like 15 thou inside a couple minutes leveling Navia on stream. Nope, haven't heard of it. Then please, allow me to explain. This is a legend of a lost treasure that has been passed down in Fontaine for centuries. Once there was a secret society called the Lilia Cruces Forum that was able to attract a great many of the rich and influential. Though they humbly called themselves a forum, their actual plan was to overthrow Fontaine itself. In the end, their conspiracy was exposed, and the distinguished members of the forum engaged in a thrilling battle with the Maison Gardiennage, but were ultimately defeated in the climactic showdown. And what was he trying to say? In the end, the conspiracy was exposed, and the pissants of the forum, what was he about to say? The pie throwers. However, my dear friends, you must know that they were once the richest and most famous of all of Fontaine, and they must have gathered a tremendous amount of wealth. Yeah, they definitely did, and they must have a huge treasure vault somewhere. And when you open it, whoa! It's overflowing in the team with nothing but gold shining like the sun? Correct. They wish to overthrow our beautiful Fontaine, and to do so, they must have amassed a fortune so vast they could literally be said to have more money than Morax. However, not that that's a high bar. However, this wealth was never found. So that means that as long as we can find the Lilia Cruces treasure, we'll also be filthy rich. Excellent deduction, my dear Paimon. With that fortune and control of Synth. Anyway, after a lengthy investigation, I have discovered the location of the Lilia Cruces Forum headquarters. It can be found amidst the underwater ruins outside the city. Really? What do you think? My dear Paimon, Conry, I hereby sincerely extend an invitation to both of you to become my partners and dive beneath the waves to search for the lost treasure. Even though Fontaine's water is different from elsewhere, Paimon can never... from elsewhere, the land of the Khajiit. Paimon can never forget how she was drowning before before being rescued by you. Never fear. I am here. Yeah, you'll save Paimon again for sure. If that's settled, please allow me to prepare diving equipment for the two of you. I should have the correct sizes. There's no need. Ah, yes, I remember. Vision holders may dive freely in our waters. But if it's you, dear Conry... Of course, I do not doubt your abilities. Conry is a famed adventurer, and he must be aware of his limits. But it just so happens that I do not share the same capabilities. So I will have to rely on our homegrown technology to keep myself alive. Be that as it may. Shall we begin? Please, lead the way. Your wish is my command. Please follow me. Our destination is not far from the court of Fontaine. Ooh, yeah, quest chain, there is a quest chain, starter points and stuff. Thank you, I forgot about that. Thank you, Spides. Wow, it looks so heavy and hot and stuffy. Actually, you can place mist flowers wrapped in cloth inside to lower the temperature. Oh, that makes sense. As for the weight, well, just put it underwater. There's no time for delay. Let's go, my friends. I guess this is where everyone would normally enter the water if they're not jumping off of the top of the aquabus. Where are we going, my guy? Where are we going, my guy? It's this. Search and collect clues. I will. Information and clues regarding the forum. Something like this, then? Something like this, then? Absolutely. Maybe. Most definitely. Confident. It's absolutely soaked. Do we really need to collect these things? Even that which is rotten, what's soaked rotten has the value of something. Is this Fontanian culture too? There seems to be a space down below. Oh, I've been down here before, and you guys said that this is... You're going too fast. I suppose you're in front of the mill travelers. I didn't think there'd be an underwater ruin like this. Behold, the ruins. It's a sanctuary for all kind of aquatic life now. Connor, it's time to try that. Weed? This is the game tutorializing you on the manta ray abilities. Give me your crystals, or pearls and chunks. I need them for my Navia. Oh, ancient key. Ancient Klee. Schmack. It's good you missed, then. It is my good fortune indeed. It is my good 4chan indeed. And one of these days I won't make that joke. But that day is not today. A reward on the road. Oh, hello. There was a bro in there. Ah, you know what? I need your materials. You didn't even give me any. You didn't even give me any materials. Excuse me. Okay, anything up top here? People said to remember names as well. That names are very important in this quest. Ooh, hey. Possible stuff back here. Oh, whoops. What? Oh, okay. Lag. That's what. So it's wanting to, oops, wrong button. Oh no, it is wanting us to go over there. I thought deeper meant over here, so this is secrets. And I always like to go the way secrets before I go the way story. What was that noise? Such beautiful vocals. That's pretty good, actually. Just this right here. It's so crazy that you can just... There's so many areas in this game that are thumbnail worthy, and you don't even have to line up the perfect shot. Just the environments and everything just look that good. All right, we proceed. Oh, I need a crab, said no one ever.
It's time to do the thing, Connery.
Ooh, stuff. I'm being attacked. I am being attacked. Key. Whoa. Wall bubblers. Armored shields can block the impact of underwater currents. Indeed. Am I supposed to block these for any reason? Or is it just, this is just tutorializing you about the fact that that exists? A single crystal fly. Armored shields can block the impact of armored shields. Oh my gosh, more Doritos. Wait, why are there Doritos in here? Ah! Hit me. Oops. Oh, an ock. Bonk. Who? It's a stingray. He wasn't really attacking me, game, but okay. Nacho business. Sometimes researchers are just hungry. You know what, man? Fair enough. Well, why are there like Sumeru artifacts in here? These are the hourglasses from like Deshret's temple. And there's Doritos up here and... I've said this before, as far as underwater sections go in games, this one is done very well. The movement isn't frustrating or convoluted. It's actually done pretty damn well. These mechanisms, we ran into them before, back in the deserts of Sumeru. Oh, we're gonna address that. Looks like the people from the forum or whatever researched this. Yeah, they're taking pictures of this thing. Excuse me, crab. Sorry. That was kind of rude. Right in front of your friend. Seems the path forward lies beyond this door. I'll go up and have a look. We'll go too. Maybe there's treasure. Farina, you can totally swim through those holes. Oh, hey. Chest? Always nice. Ancient log. Holy balls. Let me skim through this real quick. October, ancient geometry machine. Back from the desert ruins. Machine came to life and messed everything up. Oh, I wonder what that was. Probably a floating Dorito, you idiot. Technological gulf between the two. Ignoring structure. Power source problems. Elaine Guillotine. Came to visit me and brought his sister. She's cute and not afraid of strangers. I'm so happy. Calm yourself, homie. So sister's probably way smarter than me. A research assistant. Oh, she was a kid. Never mind. Apparently, some people unhappy that Elaine has more research resources than them. But he was like one of the head researchers, so wouldn't it make sense that he has more? Jakob. Prime energy, Primenergy machinery. Elaine and Renee. Wait, Renee. Wait, we've heard the name Renee in the desert before, in reference to the ruin golems, haven't we? Where did we hear the name Renee before? It was in Sumeria, but it was in the desert, right? Elaine, his sister. Oh no, I thought that was implying that that Renee was his sister. No, just Elaine's sister, comma Renee. The Paris part. Petrichor is quite boring. Oh hey, Petrichor mentioned before Petrichor was released. Came to see with Jacob while I was unconscious. Graduates from the Narcissus Creates Institute. So Renee and Elaine were. Wait, hold on. In the Institute's director came to visit me separately. Huh. The light bulb came on. And brought flowers. Anne. Wait, hold on. Where else did it say Anne? Did I skim? Did I fly right past other Anne? I mean, it's like Anne's an uncommon name, but. Trying to start machinery with a ill-fitting lab coat. Renee and Jacob's lab acts as limited to the dangerous nature of their research. I wonder how Anne is doing now. I wonder what kind of beautiful woman she will grow up to be. Anne must have been Elaine's sister then. Oh, they gave me an enigmatic page as well. Assistant doesn't seem very reliable. No progress worth reporting today. Went out with Anne under the watchful eyes of my adoptive father. Ran to Renee and Jacob. Caused some accidents. Researched Primenergy machines. Asked Anne for help. Asked Anne for help again. So what do Renee and Jacob joined the Institute. They've been signed to my project. My adopted father visited, but too busy to host. A man scolded me. Assistant took the day off, went to visit. Virtual neural network based on a vast quantity of thinking units instead of logic trees. Patent application process too annoying, forget it. Assistance condition seems okay. Visit. Said a bigger lab has been prepared for the kinematic experiments. Kinematics is the study of the effect that, like, what's the way to, what is kinematics? It's the study of how, like, inertia affected objects when they're already in the air or when they're suspended in. That's a really dumb way of. Branch of classical mechanics that describes motion points, object systems without reference to the causes of motion. So the forces on objects after something has already perpetuated its motion. If I'm understanding that, any physicist watching this are just like, Connor, you fucking idiot. We should move the lab several times, but the lab is moved. So might be able to find it. Pain. Moved my lab. How will we open that door and proceed onward? Oh, so this is the forum you were talking about? There's so many books everywhere. They must really have been dedicated to studying and conducting research. Paimon would have never guessed that they were a secret society plotting to overthrow the government of Fontaine. As the saying goes, dear Paimon, knowledge is power. This is especially true for the Lilia Crucis Forum. You should understand that with great knowledge comes great power, and once great power is yours to command, there will be only one path left. There will only be one path left to you. Paimon doesn't really think that logic really holds water, but you're the local, not Paimon, so Paimon will trust you know what you're talking about and leave it at that. They seem to have been researching some amazing things, though, and we've already seen plenty of stuff that obviously isn't from here on the way. These things are pretty. Last time we saw them was in the deserts of Sumeru. Well, knowing their extensive resources, it couldn't have been too hard for them to get their hands on these kinds of things. After all, this is the fabulously wealthy Lilia Crucis Forum we're talking about here. But we've also explored a lot of domains and seen more than our fair share of cool things during our adventures. Is that so? Then I presume you've also found a lot of treasure. You presume correctly. What's it to you? How fascinating. I mean, what a terrific achievement. I expected nothing less than from the two of you. Too bad this place is completely flooded. It really feels like a lot happened here, and they made a lot of important discoveries. The water levels of Fontaine have risen before. Yeah. And according to the folks at the Research Institute, they will rise again in the future. Yeah. Perhaps one day all of Fontaine will disappear beneath the waves. No. Oh, we were here for the rising water level crisis too. Oh, then you two know what I'm talking about. It's unfortunate, but at least it all worked out in the end. Oh, is that change in dialogue if you did this after the Archon quest? Yeah, just thinking about it still gives Paimon the shivers. People were adrift in the water, and if help had come any later. Anyway, let's hope nothing like that would happen in the future. The future? Who cares about that? I'll be long dead before then. So why should I worry about the people alive then? What do the people in Fontaine of the future have to do with me? I would pay my respects to my family and friends. After all, they raised me and have done many great things and done many things for me. But have the people of the future done anything for you, for me? So what do we owe them? Isn't that right? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. That's what I might have said about the issue of flooding if I lacked both patriotism and a sense of civic responsibility. Pretty abominable. Anyway, sorry for digressing. There should be a way to open the door below. Let's take a look around to see if there are any clues or keys, Sonny. I'll also try to see if I can find anything in the associated files, my dear friends. What is wrong with you? Sorry, I was just trying to read your mind with Nahida, but realized that this wasn't Nahida and we weren't in Sumeru, and your mind couldn't be read, and... Let's see. So this is actually the Institute of Natural Philosophy. Looks like I'm in the wrong place after all. Oh, so there were things like this hidden before. Hidden here, how fascinating. I'm not gonna keep up that. I can use it against Sunny and the others. She'd be able to make use of this laboratory. Take care of things first. That's going to be a very annoying and very taxing voice as well. Oh, all I need is Numa. Ha! You think I need that when I have the god of Hydro? Then I just have to wait 7 seconds. Ha! Simple. When you have the Archon of Hydro on your side. I'll take that anyway. Look at it float around you. Man's trying so hard not to be sus. Let me see. So this is actually the Institute. Wait, this is what happened before. Oh, I unlocked that and I didn't even operate the switch. Anyways. Brilliant. Now we can continue further into the Institute's depths, as expected of a seasoned adventurer. Eh? Aren't we investigating the forum? So is that a forum or an institute? Sorry, I misspoke. And forgive me for asking this out of the blue, but did either of you ever run into anyone who was looking for me? Or did you tell anyone else about our encounter? Why did you... Paimon doesn't think so. What's wrong, Virgil? Do you owe someone a ton of mora? No, of course not. It just occurred to me that I should let you know that there are many greedy goons who are also after the Leia Cruces forum's second treasure. They're very different from us. They're willing to do anything to achieve their goals. So I've always refused to work with them. And as I know the most about the treasure's whereabouts, they have me in their sights. I spend a long time hiding from their prying eyes and looking for partners I can trust. It is my luck to have finally met the two of you, my dearest friends. Huh. So that's what's going on. In any case, I'm just relieved to hear that you two that you never told anyone else about me. Phew. I just know I picked the right people to be my partners. Only your best friends can be relied on to keep your secrets. Yeah, don't worry, Virgil. We won't tell anyone else about you. So when we eventually kill you at the end of this tunnel, no one will know. No one will know where to look for your body. No one will ever know your story. And all of history... I have complete confidence that you will never ever tell another soul about me. Let's go. The treasure's waiting for us. Yep, here we come, treasure. Is Paimon stupid? Do we have to continue looking for a piece of paper? No, not anymore. Unless you're interested in that sort of thing. Did you say things are soaked rotten have their soaked rotten value or something? Yes, I suppose, dear friends, you could say something like the situation has changed. You're the local. We'll take your word for it. That's where we entered. Nah, you know what? I need your drops for Navia. You didn't give me any drops. Will you give me drops? Give me 1 pearl. Navia was super happy to kill him, though. She was like, ha ha! Give to me thine power! And I will use it wisely. Trust. Trust that I will use your power wisely. Whoa, we're going to the deep down. It's a level 89, whatever the hell it is. I need razor blades. Oops. I need razor blades. Open the chest is like unwrapping a gift. Oh my gosh, Navia! She flew!
Loving this treasure hunt.
Wait, hold on. There was other stuff down here, wasn't there? Yeah, there's a crap more down here. No, not you. The crab. Not you, the crab! Alright, cool. Up there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I guess it's because I went through the chargy, the speed boost, that I got so much hang time from that one. Oh, I don't have a key for that one yet.
Stabilize.
Things are about to get dicey.
Hiya! Good heavens, Connery, you certainly have a way with these mecha. Phew, must be getting close to the treasure. After all, we've already run into the guards. It was 2 turrets, Paimon. Though Fontaine's achievements are as numerous and dazzling as the stars in the sky, the clockwork mecha are undoubtedly the most exquisite of them all. Though perhaps I shouldn't overpraise. One of the most exquisite. You must have traveled via aquabus when you visited the court, correct? Tell me, have you jumped off of the aquabus and abandoned poor Aval? And have you seen the intricate steambird as well? In Fontaine, even blacksmithing is done by mecha. Why, the Maison Gardiennage didn't even have to lift a finger to beat me up. Oh, that's why the aquabus doesn't have a pilot. The Maison Gardiennage didn't even have to lift a finger to beat me up. They just sent out some Gardamex. It hurt so much there was no choice but to submit. Beat you up? I mean, beat up the bad guys. Why would they ever beat me up? Whoa! If mecha are already so advanced, then surely the people of Fontaine don't do anything for themselves anymore and can just leave everything to machines. That's a good one, my dear. Yeah, you're just adorable. It's a lot cheaper to hire a human than buy a clockwork mecha, or to put it another way, no one and nothing can infringe on a Fontaine citizen's right to work. Paimon, why don't you show him that trick of yours again? Which trick? Beep. Whoa, I can beat up the team. Beep. Construct beep. Have you seen the beep construct beep in other languages as well? It's so good. The Chinese one is so funny. How fascinating. In any case, though, I think everyone would agree that humans and machines are not the same. Have you seen the female Gardamex? Though all the places we've been to have their own charm too. It's not like Fontaine is just better than everywhere else, right? My friend, surely you cannot be serious. How could there be any place in Teyvat that's better than Fontaine? Paimon was just trying to say that other places are also really special too. Virgil, have you ever set foot outside of Fontaine? My dearest Paimon, you should know that there's an old saying in Fontaine. All waters lead to Fontaine. It's not the people of Fontaine who should go out and see the world, but all the world who should come and witness Fontaine's glory. Don't get it backwards. Do people really say that? Of course they do. Anyway, my friends, why don't we keep going? The treasure's still waiting for us deep inside these ruins. Yeah, let's go. What a fucking weirdo. I don't have a key. Oh, hello.
Watch out! Watch out!
They didn't watch out. I warned them. I want to use my Farina for these. Where's the other one? There's a Sealy over here. Okay, that's ridiculous. I have not upgraded Farina's normal attack stat for obvious reasons. Is there only one in this room? There's only one in this room. No. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. I'm blind.
Ooh, what a pleasant surprise. Truly an extra slice of joy.
What do you think a slice of joy tastes like? Oh, he's went into the ceiling. The ceiling. Oh, okay. She doesn't need her normal attack upgraded, triple crowned her nonetheless. Mushrooms.
Coming at ya.
Holy crap. Jeez. Jeez, lady.
Loving this treasure hunt.
That didn't even hit for that hard. It just was the fact that she can solo stuff is crazy. I'm gonna need, oh, the crab's right here. It's like, I'm gonna need some crab power over here. Oops, 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 oops. First try. 5 primo gems. 5 primo gems. When does this banner change? 6 days. 6 days until Yoimiya time. Excuse me. There are suspicions of some sort of association or group activity amongst the leaders, with the so-called master involved. Whilst they are very vigilant towards external investigation, there is currently no evidence of aggression or any invasive nature, so the case is not being pursued through official investigative channels. Objective remains unclear, and thorough investigation is required. There is also reason to suspect that the Institute may be a hub of these activities. Well, that was sus. Get him, Farina.
Gotcha.
Okay. Navia is one of my most powerful characters. She and Arle are the only two that I can realistically think are the only two I can think of that can realistically solo enemies easily. Because my Shogun is built so poorly that she relies on the rest of the team to buff her burst. She can't take things by herself. But Arle and Navia, all Navia needs is like one element on the table to be able to give her some bullets, to give her some of these. All she needs is one element to create a crystallized shard with geo energy. According to my research, this should be the treasure vault of the Lilia Cruces Forum. I need to remember how to pronounce that. The riches we seek should be within. Whoa, a treasure vault? But this doesn't look like a vault at all. Paimon thought the vault would be full of glittering golden mora, as dazzling as the sun. You should know, my dear friends, that just as the truly wealthy do not flaunt it in anything as shallow as appearances, real treasure. Oh! Paimon was really about to say the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. Ether just smacks her. I was about to say that the real treasure is not so easily revealed, but you're also exactly right, Paimon. I have to say, I could have never come up with something so wise and philosophical. Regardless, the purpose of our expedition is to uncover the treasure that the Institute has hidden away for centuries. And I'm convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that the treasure is hidden in this room. So let's hurry up and get in there and find it. Are you sure? Paimon doesn't see anything in there besides a few broken ruin mechanisms. Your words wound me, friend. We're partners who are seeking the Institute's long-lost treasure together. Do you really doubt me? Okay, is this a forum or an institute? About that. Let's just say that some different records refer to it differently. But my dear Conry, the name isn't the important thing. We should keep our eyes on the prize. Ether's just the right height for that. What we are talking about here isn't merely a matter of hundreds or thousands of or even millions of mora, but a vast secret trove of hundreds of millions of mora sleeping within the vault. Hundreds of millions of mora? And there are other priceless items in the vault too, like there's the all-power Lilia Cruces Holy Sword, which can pierce through armor and destroy the soul itself. Magical item beyond compare. Whoa, Paimon had no idea, and it's all in this vault? Precisely, and if you ask me, every moment that we spend bantering here increases the risk of us being beaten to the treasure by all sorts of scrupulous ruffians who will stop at nothing to steal it. We can't let that happen. It's our treasure. She looks so derpy when she's looking up like that. See, you get me. Then in any case, Conry and Paimon, please go forth and recover the treasure. I'll make sure to watch to the rear. I do have a nice ass. Treasure, here we come. Let's just go. What's the worst that can happen? What are you saying, Conry? If we don't beat the bad guys to the treasure, then we might take it. Then they might try to take it from us or force us to split it with them. I'm not worried about that. I'm not really worried about anyone getting as far as we have, Paimon. Paimon understands. You're worried the vault might be protected by some sort of mechanisms, right? Yeah, there's always traps at the end. Virgil, what's wrong? Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Don't worry. I won't let anyone get through. Oh, and please let me know when you find the treasure.
Hundreds of millions or more.
How can I... What's wrong, Conry? Hurry up and go find the treasure. Fatui? Huh? Hello there, good sir. Oh. Paimon sure hopes this ruin thing isn't gonna suddenly stand up. It's just a ruin grader. We can handle it. Paimon's Paimon's not worried about you being strong enough. Paimon's just scared that you'll break the treasure break the treasure in the middle of the fight. We don't even know if there's a treasure here to break. There has to be. There is, right? Sus goggles, sus goggles, sus goggles, sus goggles everywhere. My sus goggles are on. My sus goggles have been activated. It's a camera. Now that you mention it, the Lilia Cruces Forum really did a lot of research, didn't they? We saw so many cameras along the way. Yeah, they're always photographing and researching ancient stuff. They were probably used to record their. They were probably used to record the results of their experiments, right? There's also a notebook here too. Let's see. Yep. It's hard to make out a lot of the words. It says, when something goes out of control, break something else, something, so damage can be controlled. What, Paimon? This machine, why does it look familiar? It's got like an amethyst lump inside of it. Doesn't ring a bell. Since this order brought all kinds of mechanisms from other nations, this is probably something they hauled over from some distant ruin as well. Ah! Paimon just really had a scary thought. What if the so-called treasure is just their research findings and has nothing to do with piles of Mora at all? Knowledge has its value too, Paimon. Yeah, you're right, but Paimon still wants Mora. If we had hundreds of millions of Mora, we could build a pretty house and invite all our friends over, just eating great food and having fun day after day. I already do that. It's called the Teapot. We got it from Madam Ping. We got it from Street Word Rumbler. You think that was her WWE name? Street Word Rumbler. Think Madam Ping used to walk onto the stage to Mark Henry's The Wall. It seems ordinary Dari machines can no longer satisfy him. As a result, wait, Dari machines, so this is a Sumeru researcher. As a result, the director used national resources to obtain something truly horrifying. Rumor has it someone was nearly killed. And she's some rare Dari mechanical parts being studied by Sumeru researchers. Oh, sorry. As part of the package. Things are out of control. Guillotine may be willing to risk his own life, but that doesn't mean the rest of us feel the same. Emergency damage control strategy. Hopefully we don't even need to use it before he finishes kinematics research. Seems unlikely he'll ever truly complete that research. Seems that his experiments into machines were intended to create a mechanical dog. As proof of his accomplishments in kinematics and material science. The dogs that we have fought? It's actually a good idea and can be showcased in the city. The creature is much more personable and likable compared to the automated turret next door. At least he lived long enough to be poached by the Marechaussee hunters. It wasn't easy for us to survive this long either, but what would he do with his blasted crazy killing machine that can repair itself? That's a problem for future generations. Whatever. Murderous robots, the national debt, that's the next generation's issues. Oh. There's a glass wall here, and it seems like there's a bunch of water behind it. There are cracks in the glass. Are there? There are! There are cracks in the glass. Ah! It looks dangerous. If the glass suddenly breaks, who knows where we'll get swept off to. Let's find the treasure quickly and get the heck out of here. Wow, it's really cracked all the way around. What was that sound? Virgil, what's going on? Oh, I'm so very sorry. I made a terrible mistake. It was only during our expedition that I realized that this wasn't the former grounds of the Lilia Cruces Forum, but rather the ruins of the Institute of Natural Philosophy. There's no treasure here, but there are lots of experiments in machinery and energy. And now, my dearest friends, another experiment is about to begin. As for treasures, it would be wrong to say there aren't any at all here. As seasoned adventurers, I'm sure you've accumulated quite a bit of mora and other precious items over the course of your journey. I will return after the conclusion of the experiments to collect the treasures you are sure to leave behind. Please don't worry, my good friends. I'll be sure to put them to good use.
Virgil, you lied to us. What?
I'm not surprised at all. So you knew, and still decided to step into my trap? You're the kind of person I despise the most. So arrogant and disdainful. You blasted fools all treat me like an idiot. Even a couple of foreign hillbillies. Whatever. According to the records here, this machine is a special ruin grader. No matter how good you are, even if you can handle ruin guards, you're still only made of flesh and bone. As to what makes it special, I'll leave you to find out in your own good time. Goodbye, my dear partners.
Connery, get ready.
Its secret is that it's friendly. Special, somewhat uncooperative research subject. In other words, you could say another test subject. Is this one invincible? Oh no, it's not invincible.
Time to shine. May I bring a proper send-off from the Stephen with love. Coming at ya. Coming at ya.
Yep, it heals. Fight and survive. All right, get back up, you crazy.
Solidify.
I've got it. I've got this. Leave it to me, everyone.
My name echoing song.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Watch out.
This rugged bucket of bolts. Break the glass wall. It's gushing. Under the relentless assault of the raging waters, the ruin grader ceases to something. Probably breathe. Ceases to glorp. Ah! Paimon drank so much water. Paimon's so mad to think Virgil would be someone like that. Could you not tell? Good thing we managed to escape. Who knows what might have happened otherwise? Once we're out of here, we're gonna go find him and settle that score. Paimon can't believe he put us in danger like that. So is he just a crazy guy, or is he with someone? Paimon didn't think there'd be buildings like this underwater. It looks like the rising water levels will cause a lot of damage to Fontaine. People used to live here, right? Paimon gets a little sad thinking about that. Where do you think the current's gonna take us? Straight to Davy Jones' locker. What if you get trapped in some underwater dead end? Much worse than a living end. It's like taking us back to the surface, though.
Connery, Paimon's light.
Submarine Canyon. Phew, you finally got out. Paimon's pissed. Paimon's pissed. We gotta find that guy. More Paimon swearing, Hoyo, please. Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname. How about Research Fuckface? How about dumb bitch in a scuba suit? That's your ugly nickname. Just that sentence coming across my screen. Paimon's pissed was so funny for no reason. Oh, that was the end of that. Well, where the hell did he go? Also, I have a reputation reward. Okay, that was the end of that, correct? Prisoner in shackles, yes. That was the end of that. Now where do I go to exact my revenge? Vengeance will be mine. Vengeance will be mine. Oh, not that, there. Small continuation, which kind of continues the Virgil part, but it's not connected to Nicene Courts itself. So it's the same place as the Statue of the Seven. Okay. Secondly, it should come back to the ruins in the area that we broke with glass. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. How's my reputation doing, Sonny? There we go.
This is order.
Now, this is a most serendipitous meeting, wouldn't you agree, my dear Luca? Who are you? Apologies. Look at me beginning a conversation without even introducing myself. I am Sonny, the one they sometimes call the White Glove. My friend here is Luca the Fisherman. He's pretty famous in certain circles.
Hello. Paimon is...
It's alright. It's most alright. I know that you're Paimon and this blonde traveler is Conry.
Huh? You know us already?
But of course. It's just that before today, my knowledge of you was much like my knowledge of the Chief Justice. In other words, I knew of you, but you did not know me. Is this not the same dude? It's not the same dude, actually. His face is different. In other words, I knew of you, but you did not know of me. With your fame and accomplishment, it's only natural that news of your arrival would reach us as soon as you stepped foot in Fontaine. We're that famous? Ah, you're too humble. How should I put it? To certain people, your arrival in Fontaine would be as if someone had just set off a bomb on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Of course, I mean this only the most positive way. Don't you agree, my dear Luca?
But how can a bomb going off ever be a good thing?
I'm not very good with words. How would you put it, my dear Luca? Lenny and Lynette's magic show. Blasting everything wide open to accomplish the impossible. Spine-tingling experience. Precisely. See, I would have never thought to put it like that.
If you say so. Why you got the white glove, though? Paimon doesn't see a white glove at all.
Oh, that's a hard question. How should I explain? Imagine, if you will, that you're wearing a white glove. If something dirty were to get on your hand, then a dark mark would be left on the glove. My duty would be to find that dark mark and remove it from view.
Huh. So you're something like a cleaner, quote unquote?
Exactly, my dear Paimon. See, I was never able to succinctly summarize the nature of my work.
Ah, so people like you are the reason why the streets of the Court of Fontaine are always so well kept and tidy?
That's what I like to hear. Yes, you may understand it like that.
Okay, that makes sense to Paimon, but why would a cleaner need a knife?
You may think of it as a small tool of the trade that we bring out when there are marks that are particularly hard to remove.
Got it. Thanks. So, is your friend Luca the fisherman, Luca the fisherman because he's really good at fishing?
Ouch. inhaled my own spit. That's only part of the story, I'm afraid. See, there are many kinds of fish in Fontaine as well. And Luca here is really experienced at teaching people to spend some quality time with all the different kinds of fish. Am I right, my dear Luca?
Paimon doesn't get it. If that's the case, then
I must say, dear Paimon, that you've really got a knack for the most difficult and fascinating questions. It would be most wonderful if we could have a longer conversation, where I would be able to answer everything to your full satisfaction. Paimon, it's okay to stop asking.
Alrighty then. Sunny and Luca, is there something you'd like to ask us?
You see, we're extremely intrigued by the practice of diving. Fontaine's wet waters are full of priceless treasures left by nature and our ancestors alike. We heard that you made a good friend recently and even went for a dive with him. Your powers were such that you didn't even need to use any diving equipment. Is that right, my dear Luca? You want to ask about Virgil? Yes, we want to ask about Virgil.
Virgil? That liar and traitor? Just remembering him makes Paimon mad.
You recount your experiences with Virgil to Sunny the White Glove and Luca the Fisherman. I see. Thank you for telling us all of this.
You're welcome. Paimon hasn't forgotten a single thing about that guy.
We are, of course, exceedingly grateful that you were willing to share the whole story with us. However, from my own perspective, I'm even more relieved that you did not consider Virgil to be a friend. If that hadn't been the case... Maybe I can put it like this. Had you seen him as a friend, things would become quite awkward for both of us. Isn't that right, my dear Luca? It could make things difficult. I agree. Thank you so much. What are you talking about? They are Virgil's enemies.
Ah!
Your words wound me, my dear sir. I have many friends and not a single enemy. Virgil is just one of my many friends. And speaking of dear Virgil, I think it's about time that we have a serious talk with him. Surely you understand what I mean, dear Conry. Of course, this is also so that we can get back at him for what he's done to you. It's the least we can do for our honored guests, don't you think?
Paimon's lost.
It's okay not to understand everything, Paimon. Life can often become extremely boring when you understand everything in the world. Isn't that right, my good sir? We've already found the stronghold of Virgil and the rest of his friends. Why don't we meet up there? All right, then. Let's go.
Paimon wants to talk to Virgil, too. He has to make a formal apology to us.
You are too kind. Then let's meet up at our destination. Let's continue this little thing. Narcissus Kreutz is naturally going to be a long adventure. Let's continue this little side tangent. Whoa. Have I never noticed this stuff before? There's ships. Oh man, dude, shipwrecks creep me out so freaking bad. It's kind of okay in this game, but shipwrecks in general just kind of freak me out. Are we already like 30%? Even if we're like 20% of the way through Narcissus Kreutz, that seems like great progress. Ah, camera. You guys remember I can't remember what the research was, but they tagged a shark that suddenly went missing. You know, like GPS track it for like biologists do that often. And this shark went missing. They didn't know where the shark had gone. and they found the tracker washed up on shore, and the data on the tracker showed that it was just like cruising around, and then all of a sudden it got sucked down to like where the big boys play. Like it was just chilling around in its normal area, and then all of a sudden it just dives at like a crazy rate of speed, like being just grabbed by something and drawn down to where the big boys play. The ocean scares me so bad, and it's one of my favorite things to research and like listen to topics and stuff about. Dear Paimon, and my good sir, this is the stronghold that Virgil has been using as of late. I swear, why is Virgil still not back yet? If he's just gonna keep us waiting, then I might not be able to hold myself back from this shipment of synth. Hey, cut it out. That shipment took us an arm and a leg to get. Virgil will have no mercy for you, were you just to take it without his permission. What a pity. It would seem that my dear friend Virgil hasn't returned to the stronghold yet. We can still have a chat with these guys, however.
It doesn't look like they're in the mood for a chat.
Looks like they're in the mood for a fix. But I think they may change their minds soon enough. What do you think, my dear Luca?
No problem.
Are you sure there'd be no problem? Paimon thinks they'll probably just try to beat you up.
Oh, no. You were too considerate, dear Paimon. Something like that would be most unfortunate indeed. For them, for them, of course.
Another test subject.
Uh-huh.
How brilliant!
Go, Verena, get him! Get him!
The Hydro Archon comes to beckon you to the grave. Also, the Spina President's here too, by the way. Small detail. Don't punch me, you...
Picked the wrong test subject.
Virgil? Ah, there he is.
Attack!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Where the hell did he go? Oh, there he is.
Coming at ya! Strike a pose!
Farina got the last hit, and I will not hear any discussion. Please, let me explain. This is all a misunderstanding. Mr. Sonny, you see, we only got into this business because we... Oh my gosh, Farina's bros are still trying to murder him. You see, we only, got into this business, because we heard that there was more, there was more to be made. And since the higher-ups didn't agree, we figured we could just earn the money first and then turn all of the profits over. Yeah, that's exactly it.
He's totally ignoring Paimon.
I have no complaints against the organization, none at all. Oh, right, I was also tricked by these crooks. That's the only reason why I did something so foolish. Impressive, very impressive. Connery, you are every inch as strong as the stories have made you out to be. Don't you agree, my dear Luca? Super strong. Incredibly formidable. Please, if you still remember anything about the time we spent together, Mr. Sunny, Mr. Luca. Please, no! Luca, our guests are still here. Let's not do anything discourteous that might bring down their mood. Understood.
See the error of your ways now, Virgil?
It was my fault. It was all my fault. Please have mercy.
Okay, at least you've admitted you've done something wrong. Now make sure you won't do it again.
My dear Virgil would never do something like that again. Connery, Paimon, I can promise you that the honor of Sunny the White Glove as well. Paimon, Connery, I can promise you that on the honor of Sunny the White Glove as well as that of my father and son. What you gonna do? Life can often be extremely boring when you understand everything in the world. Isn't that right, my good sir?
And if you must know, we will have a long and very serious chat with him. We will not take any more of your time, however. Thank you so much, Sunny and Luca. It seems that there are more good than bad people in Fontaine after all. Farewell, dear Paimon, and my good sir. I hope there'll come a day when we'll be able to work together again. Oh, it's everyone talking. My gosh, Farina's so small. Look. Alright, my dear Virgil, you've really put us through a lot of trouble. Now then, what should we do with you? Sorry! This won't do at all. You know full well that time flies, and it is now too late for you to turn back. Our organization has a justice code all on our own, and one of our most important rules is that there are some trades that you just never do. But Mr. Sunny, please listen to me. The profit margin on this, it's just not this again. Mora. Is there anything you care about other than Mora? What about your pride as a citizen of Fontaine? What about your conscience? As you watch your countrymen turn into husks of themselves from this drink? Bah. Oh, how shocking. Even Luca is showing intense emotion in response to your words. You see, my dear Virgil, you've truly accomplished the impossible. Mr. Sunny, please believe me. It's all because of what those guys said. They lied to me. I would have not done anything if not for silence, you worthless dross. Ah! You're the exact kind of lowlife I've got no time for. Even now, you're still trying to lie to me? Are you beyond dumb, or do you think I'm dumb? Not so talkative now, are you? You even tried to hurt Connery. Did you even have the faintest inkling of who you were asked to deal with? To think that he could have trained someone as clueless as you? I've really got to have a good conversation with him. But that will not be something you'll need to worry about, my dear Virgil. After all, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh my gosh, feed the dog. Okay. He's just going for a swim. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, there he is. Anyways, there's an Ock over here as well. But where? Right there. Recommend reading Renee's investigation notes. I have that, don't I? Or do I have that? Yep. Oh, ah, oh, oh, ah. Okay. Now, where was that?
Was it down here? Thank you. It's in my quest items, you said? Aw. Looks like an orange book. Oh, this is the hidden ledger from the first part of the Inazuma quest. Renee's investigation notes. Right, this was in the deep down, in the Paris area. The deep down, where there was the puking ruin guard, the big Explorer Thrush, yeah. We activated all those mechanisms, explored around. There was a bunch of Conrian ruins. It's near the gate. It's near the gate to Conria, isn't it? Analysis of the nature of the Vorakash Oasis. Intriguing. The structure of the so-called Sacred Lotus is similar to the composition of mine and Jacob's bodies, yet it has almost no common properties with that of Mr. Carl. A strange result, one that will require more data samples to verify. The Shamania won't let us take any samples. How churlish. We ate dried bread. The jam is nearly gone. Compared to the power of the elements, the power of Quirina is actually more similar to Redacted. It assimilates whatever materials and energies it comes into contact with. Though the Quirina is opposed to the energy of Redacted, it does similarly have a form of self-recognition. On this point, the two possess the same properties. Just as tinctures of mercury will not mix with water, but will do so with other. We can reasonably infer that the power of Quirina might be the same as the power of Redacted, the result of being projected onto this world. Power of Quirina would be derived from Goddess of Flowers. So we can reasonably infer that the power from the Goddess of Flowers might be the same as whatever this redacted power is. The result of being projected onto this world. Perhaps it is precisely because of such thinking that those petty shamania came up with the notion of conflict. More importantly, we might be able to combine the Conrian records to deduce their world formula based on this. There was much to consider today, so I decided to eat a couple more sweets. Finished off the jam. Oh, excuse me. I hadn't put that together. These are Fontanian researchers, obviously. So their bodies being the same composition as Ajiri's remains, foreshadowing the Fontanians were oceanids. Yeah, because similar to the composition of mine and Jacob's bodies, yet it has almost no common properties without a Mr. Carl. Huh. Finish up the jam. He sometimes cries in secret. It's understandable, I think. All my teeth have come in, so I'm an adult now, but he's only just had his third tooth come in. This would normally be the time for afternoon tea at the Institute. At the moment, I don't know what Elaine. I told him that the vice director said she would definitely return. She's amazing, always keeps her word, and is an adult who never tricks children. But seeing all of this, I'm starting to think that she would be unable to return. Jacob has certainly thought this too. Split the last of the jam between myself and Jacob.
Based on the Conrian records, this place produces azosite, a block of energy of some kind. It is certainly convenient and at least appears to be relatively safe and stable. It seems that the original plan was to use it as the power source for some sort of agricultural machine. Though the results are nothing impressive, this is because the object they chose was pure elemental force, which lacks any will whatsoever. Like the difference between the director and a hydro slime, perhaps. Based on her nature, she shouldn't die. At least, I hope not. So weak. If we don't take any measurements, it's unlikely that we will endure long enough to return to Fontaine. Should be able to use this power, furious. But it's understandable, given that even homes this far apart have been flooded. An attitude of resistance to this kind of power is normal. But we must preserve Jacob's life. After all, the Narzissen-Kreutz Institute lost consciousness, but I don't think power can be classified as right or wrong. Adults are too pedantic. Only remembered I hadn't eaten. Today's meal was only dried bread without jam. Regained consciousness. Jacob forgot, so Mr. Carl became suspicious, but the fake journal should still be effective for now. Intriguing data was gained during the process. Based on the documents left behind by the Conrians and this data, we can obtain some of the formulae. To celebrate and help Jacob supplement his nutritional intake, even though there's no need, I already told him that we must keep up the ruse, Mr. Carl foraged some nuts. Based. We boiled them down into jam, which used up our remaining sugar, but that's fine. If things go to plan, we can return soon. Can be deduced all the way into the second flood periods. I've decided to call the previous incident that flooded the courtyard of the first flood period so as to better separate the two. The names being too similar caused Jacob to input the wrong data. Tail end. Can be deduced all the way until the second flood period's tail end. Though I don't want to admit it, but no matter how many times the calculations are run, the result is the same. I cross-checked with Jacob. Unbelievable. Destruction? Did I miss a variable? I must check the calculations again tomorrow. The results are as clear as a coin at the bottom of the Fountain of Lucine. Jacob also saw similar scenes. There should be a way. There must be a way. I actually thought of a possible breakthrough during the process. Even though the calculator result is unchanged, but if the refinement method is reflected, if the power of, then maybe we can extract the will within. Using this method, resist the impact. We begin our journey back to Fontaine tomorrow. This trip paid enormous dividends, and much of what was learned will be applicable. A larger catastrophe must be avoided. The plan should be fine. Nothing more than a question of what Jacob and I can do. Jacob is scared because he's still a child, but he already has strength greater than most adults. With us and Elaine, we can surely stop the disaster. Must speak with Elaine on return. Supposedly these notes were left by a great researcher who yearned to surpass mortality, and its contents detail his experiences exploring ruins, along with the knowledge he gained in the process. Renee's investigation notes. Oh, also there's that artifact set as well. Which artifact set was this again? Nymph's Dream. The story must end, and even fresh flowers will wither, but the flower within one's dreams will always remain in full and fragrant bloom. For the plume, this was once a decorative flower in someone's hat. Being dark green, it is quite eye-catching. A black watch that has long stopped working. It seems it was born witness to many a passing year. Wait, these are all just normal ones. Okay. Wait. Ancient anecdotes say that one may be able to see the future through it. An exquisitely made monocle. Once used by people enjoying a leisurely afternoon together. But in the end, a shadow still fell over the kingdom. It was not that the dragon defeated the hero, but rather that they both became lost in the world. Amidst the chaos as thick as lightless dark waters, amidst the sorrows and the partings that followed, the director and her sisters set out on a journey to defeat the evil at its source, and her assistant in turn boarded the ship built for battle, eventually slumbering beneath the waters. The Narcissan champions and many knights, evil dragons, and virtuous sages were scattered. Some would be taken in by the Marechaussee Phantom or the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, and they would work to protect the realm such that it would not again have a shadow cast over it. Some were taken in by explorers moving to and from foreign lands, and from then on would truly set out on an adventure to witness the edge of the world. Many years would pass after that. Some would try to prevent future tales from ever being stopped by such events as these, and so would seek out the path ahead using the secrets of machinery and bodies of steel. Some, on the other hand, would go against the grain so that the stories might begin again, embarking on a journey beyond normal comprehension in the name of the nymphs. And just as how some people treasure withered flowers, some still reminisce endlessly over the afternoon adventures that have yet to continue. Best order is Plume, Sans, Goblet, Circlet, Flower. Oh well. Plume, Sans, Goblet, Flower. Goblet, Circlet, Flower. Okay, so that one should be read last then. I'm not sure why, but I'm slurring over a lot of my words because for some reason my jaw is tired today, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be. I haven't done a lot of talking today. Where there are heroes, there must be wicked mages, and where there are knights, there must be evil dragons. Wait, that was a line from the quest, wasn't it? The hero would always wield a holy blade, while the mage might carry some kind of magical catalyst. In the interstice between adventures, when the heroes and mages and knights and dragons had yet to be born, they would always gaze upon the feather of an unknown bird species pinned to the vice director's hat. That feather must hold many stories within it. The little adventurers thought to themselves, and that feather must hold many stories within it, the little adventurers thought to themselves. And the vice director must have witnessed many tales, like an old heroine after her seclusion. Or why would even the director, who had promised to procure the feather for us, never be able to take it off? Now, redacted, do get along, don't fight. The two would always play the knight and the fell dragon. The two who would always play the knight and the fell dragon nodded reluctantly. And when I'm not around, redacted, you take care of redacted, won't you? The director and I will be back once we have finished attending to business, so don't go running outside. Excuse me. The vice director thought for a moment and plucked the dark green feather from her hat before departing. You've wanted this for a while, haven't you? All right then, here you go. But I'm only giving this to you for safekeeping for a while, all right? I'll be quite cross if it gets dirty. But in the end, this feather would never become the mythical staff used by some evil mage. It would instead follow its new owner and reach the source of that which caused the calamity of parting before returning to from whence it came. The hands of a timepiece must eventually return to the original places, and the circle will begin anew. All that the Narcissan champions were seemed as if they would never change, but the years must ultimately grind down the intricate yet vulnerable calibers of such timepieces, until such a time when a new day will come, when a new day will not come. Indeed, where nothing will. This pocket watch was originally owned by a tiny champion who loved machines. A test piece created by piecing together the rejected components of various devices. At the end, this pocket watch and the one it had been gifted to fell into the primordial liquid that dissolves all. But it had already long ceased to run its clockwork course by that point. A long, long time in the future, in a place far, far away, there was a dark empire ruled by the fell dragon Narcissus. The princess he once yearned for had, together with the high tower in which she lived, plunged into a stagnant slumber in which there were no dreams, and so she remained untainted by him. Narcissus was infuriated by this, and so he sent his minions and enforcers to scour the empire for her treasure. He set up many defensive mechanisms using his fell sorceries to prevent those on the side of justice from resisting him. He swore that he would reclaim the princess's treasure and reawaken her. That way, he would be able to claim her wholly for his own. There was a group of heroes who protected a treasure that the princess had entrusted to them, a clear, bright pearl of water. One day, a tiny life was born from this pearl. And what shall we call this life? Ah, what a pain. If I had known that this was how the story might go, I should have used your name here. Do you have any other good friends? Friends, you say? Well, if that's what you need, I do have one, and I think it would really fit here. Even as the Sorry, once again, weird noises outside. Okay, we're good. Even the Narcissan champions would need to rest for a short time along the adventuring road. When the clock sounded, many champions and mages, knights and evil dragons, all forgot for a time the imprisoned princess and the treasures of the domains. The dark clouds that shrouded the distant kingdom's skies temporarily faded away, and the princess amid her agonized weight would turn her gaze from her window. For when the knights depart, so too must the adventure be put on hold. This is the universal rule when the Narcissan champions follow, and many other tiny worlds do as well. If one must ask why, then it is because the refreshments made by the vice director are far too delicious. It was a gloomy afternoon, but that phrase seems to have little meaning. For the new home she was going to was one that would not see the light of either sun or moon. Here, the first person she met was the tall, pure director. And though she was even less sure of what to do than the little girl, she still greeted her with an embrace, and got her clothes soaked for the trouble. The vice director was... She was even less sure what to do than the little girl. She still greeted her with an embrace and got her clothes soaked for the trouble. Like she was made of water. Like the director was made of water. The vice director was old enough to be the girl's mother. Taking the girl by hand, she brought her amongst the resting champions, knights, and evil dragons. She thought that this is quite all right. In any case, the refreshments were really delicious. The heroes of different stories will naturally find different and expedient holy swords, and they must also face different nemeses. But it is oft said that heroes who live too long live to become the evil dragon, and when many stories cross paths, perhaps one side's hero is another side's dragon. The tale that finally emerges will trend toward narratives that are easier to grasp, which is why heroes are heroes and not evil dragons. That is why, for all their strength and schemes, the evil dragons will ultimately be defeated by the heroes wielding their holy swords. And before the dragon falls into the chasm that dissolves all things, he will think of the times he once spent with the hero. And at last he will say, "Yes, hatred shall not fill me. I know that you have not seen the sights I have, and that is why you wish to stop me. The star beasts shall drink the amniotic fluid of the world dry. 100 years from then, all life on its surface shall be wiped away. I will surely return to save all souls. 10 years, even 100 years may pass, but I shall be reborn as a new universe." But the hero, victorious over the dragon, will also lose the thing most precious to him during the hunt. He will never again believe in anything that the sum of human knowledge cannot completely grasp and understand. And to the end of his days, he shall conceive of a kingdom powered by machines and energies not derived from the elements. But in the end, a shadow still fell over the kingdom. It is not that the dragon defeated the hero, but rather that they both became lost in the world. Amidst the chaos as thick as lightless dark waters, amidst the sorrows and the partings that followed, the director and her sister set on a journey to defeat the evil at its source, and her assistant, in turn, boarded the ship built for battle, eventually slumbering beneath the waters. The Nozacian champions and many knights, evil dragons, and virtuous sages were scattered. Some would be taken in by the Marechaussee Phantom with a special security or surveillance patrol, and they would work to protect the realm such that it would not again have a shadow cast over it. Isn't the special security and surveillance patrol composed mostly of Melusines? Excuse me. Oh, that's right. Shivers is the captain. The Phantom is the Melusine unit. Some were taken in by explorers moving to and from foreign lands, and from then on would truly set out on an adventure to witness the edge of the world. Many years would pass after that. Sorry. Many years would pass after that. Some would try to prevent future tales. Oh, wait, hang on. I was coughing during this, so. They would work to protect the realm in such that it would not again have a shadow cast over it. I don't yet know who the director is, do I? Like, in detail, who the director is? Wasn't the director's name stated at some point in the last quest? Protect the realm in such a way that it would not have a shadow cast over it. So we're taken by explorers moving to and from foreign lands to witness the edges of the world. Many years would pass after that. Some would try to prevent future tales from ever being stopped by such events as these, and so would seek out the path ahead of using the secrets of machinery and bodies of steel. Some, on the other hand, would go against the grain so that the stories might begin again, embarking on a journey beyond normal comprehension in the name of the nymphs. And just as how some people treasure withered flowers, some still reminisce endlessly over the afternoon adventures that have yet to continue. They did mention in the Anne quest that director was an Oceanid and vice director was someone who accomplished much. Basil Elton, who was in reference to a character from a Lovecraft novel. Huh. I'm sure as we keep going, I'll understand that more.
Do love Spina di Rosula's logo. It was designed by my mother. Have you noticed how it's shaped like a heart?
Okay, I read that one. Well, that's just a contra. Jeez. Okay, you can't get back that way, unless this is one of these kinds of doors that you can swim. Oh, this is one of those kind of things you can swim through. Go back. I was trying to backtrack to the back of the. I was trying to go to the back of the door, or backtrack to the entrance. Oh. Hello. Didn't want to fuck with you guys.
Hey there! I must do my duty.
She said duty.
The show begins.
How is no one else afflicted with blood right now? Wait, I want the, oh, it gave me everything. Drained conch cup? An ancient conch container, and it can perhaps be traced back to an even older civilization? Though it's a shame we'll have to miss it, I was looking forward to Coppelius's new work. Coppelius's new work. Ever since he was a child, he's always been incredibly talented. Out of consideration for everyone's safety, it has been decided that the Institute shall close. Driven by the energy and vigor of youth, the young ones are clamoring to go out and do battle. I hope someday they will understand the importance of prioritizing post-disaster reconstruction over marching off to die. I fear that it shan't be too long before we must depart. We've chosen a good piece of land near the Fountain of Lucine as the post-relocation site. They even say they want us to use the land to build an opera house. They'd sooner say, oh wow, this was prior to the opera house being built. They'd sooner set faces aflame with shame and laughter. To think that anyone could be so comical. We're going to pay our respects at Basil's grave. I hope it turns out like Emmanuel said. However, it's the Institute's responsibility to support gifted and talented youths. Met with the newly appointed Eudex. He has a peculiar temperament, seems much more reliable than Leon and those other clowns. If all goes well, it has the potential to completely revolutionize our understanding of Clockwork Mecha. The proposed methodology and plan are reliable, worth paying more attention. The results of early phases have been satisfactory, and we will increase our investment. Carter's leave requests have been increasing in frequency. Better have someone keep an eye on him. He may be having financial difficulties, like it's not like it's possible for it to be a family matter. After some consideration, I've decided to enroll them and temporarily assign them to the same lab. However, I'm concerned about the impact of their joining after Elaine on the mental state of others. Must keep careful watch. Still unconscious during the visit, so couldn't speak. Decided to take a blood sample and see if there's a cure or a way to mitigate it. This is the other side of that the other notes that we read, isn't it? Although the proposed research plan is expected to face challenges in obtaining recognition, I believe it holds significant practical value, so it justifies approval. Toxins remain in the soil and water and have not yet been fully neutralized. The water is producing deformed oceanids. In a way, this could be a reflection of the previous events. I only just learned that these are Carl's adopted children. It's a shame that Narcissenkreuz Institute no longer exists. This could be the biggest breakthrough in a century. It will change all of society. The report mentioned abnormal movements. I'll have to find a chance to talk to Emmanuel about it. Huh. Is there anything else in the room that we were, the room with the ruin golem? Oh, that was this room. This is the ruin golem room. The names from Anne's Crest: Al, Jack, Renee. Renee? Was Renee one of the people that was mentioned? Carter? Kate. Oh, Kate. Carter. Anne mentioned Renee once. It was Nay in the quest. I would not have put that together. Yeah, the blue animals. Something tells me something tells me there's something up there as well. Even if rather inconsequential.
Yeah, let's get this over.
Oh, there's one of these things. You know what? I'm using my ocelot. Oceanids are beautiful creatures nurtured by the land of Fontaine. According to legend, the gentle Egeria shed the first tear, from which the first Oceanid was born. Some say Egeria felt great sympathy for dragons, and others say she felt great sadness over the eventual fate of humanity. Now, all that we have left is a metaphorical representation whose true meanings remain unclear. The lizard's bones dissolved into mud, from which swans emerged. The newborn Oceanid was bestowed with the task of comprehending all forms of life, to seek an understanding of the diverse array of species, and to love every creature. It emerged from the sea of life, possessing the power of metamorphosis. Egeria wished it to use this power to etch the essence of living creatures into its being, and it gradually developed a yearning for life. Once it gained enough understanding of humanity, it shed its first tear upon the earth. We have used she to refer to the first and her lineage, ever since. This is the origin of Oceanids. Small addendum. Perhaps you believe this kind of document has no scientific value, asserting that the physical evidence and records suggest that the origin of Oceanids predates Egeria and the even earlier realm of Remuria. Remuria mentioning as well. And you reckon that only evolutionary diversity of forest pigs, field tracking research on geographically distinct forms, counts as genuine research. So I have a question for you. Do you dare to explore our own origins? The gods unleash thunder in anger, and goddesses cry oceans in sorrow. These things are real. Oceanids display considerable disparities in cognitive capacity, partially due to differences in lifespan resulting in very different levels of experience and knowledge regarding the world. But substantial individual variation in the Oceanids themselves also contributes to this phenomenon. Some Oceanids are simply too obtuse to complete tasks related to the continent's water systems, and thus are confined to Fontaine, where they assist in soothing human emotions. The increase in the number of Oceanids. I want to read something else after we're done with this real quick. We have previously considered breeding, proliferation, and reproduction, but none are suitable terms. The increase in the number of Oceanids, breeding, proliferation, none are suitable terms for the increase in the number of Oceanids. There's an increase in the number of Oceanids, but they can't accurately call it breeding, proliferation, or reproduction. Does not require any pairing off or matchmaking. After gaining sufficient understanding and emotion, they approach the Hydra Archon or an Elder for permission to claim a thing, which results in their division into little Oceanids. This thing is highly abstract, and in order to make its name more comprehensible to humans, we refer to it as the Helix Split. However, what it is exactly remains unknown. Some believe it could be a drop of pure water essence nurtured by the emotions and intelligence of the parent, essentially giving rise to life. Others speculate that it might be a single sound, a name, possibly even a forbidden utterance, capable of stirring the cycle of elemental forces and drawing on the desire that doesn't exist with the pure water bodies of Oceanids, allowing new life to be attracted into the world. Still, others propose that it serves as a permit, granting permission for the dreams and desires within Oceanids to be bestowed with a new name. And the dreams and desires of those original Oceanids to Egeria was coveting the shapes of the living, was their envy of mortal human beings. However, this is a story between Oceanids, and humans have no hope to know it. This propagation of all Oceanids needs to be officially registered. If something were to happen to Egeria, no disrespect intended, may she keep some blessings for herself, the Oceanid elders will also ensure the continuation of their species. But in the event of a more calamitous occurrence, what will happen to the Oceanids. Oh.
I'm keeping a lookout. Don't worry, there's no ambush.
Thank you.
Yeah, the couple by the fountain. Where is the Oceanid boss? Rodea of Loch. Oceanid. A life form created from condensed hydro elements of incredible purity. And this is a 1.x enemy. A life form created from condensed hydro elements of incredible purity, often attached to bodies of water. It is said that as water bodies become purer, the hydro elements within grow more abundant, causing the Oceanids to grow more powerful. It is also said by some that Oceanids were once sea creatures from a home far away, who carried the fragments of a long-dead god to the many corners of this world. Perhaps they did this so that their love for the god held for this world could be spread through the waters to all the land.
We should,
It is connected. It is connected to Fontaine. Even through like tiny little tributaries and stuff.
take a break after all that running around. Yeah, let's rest here for a bit.
On that note, let me use the restroom real quick, and then we'll keep going. Okay. Oh, do you guys want to see the game? Sorry. Pfft, I haven't done that in a while. There's got to be more stuff over here, too. Heep. Oh, maybe not, actually. I got, so I found a key needed for one of the previous rooms. Wonder which room. I read that one, because that was on the other side of that was on this side of the wall. Oh, I didn't mean to. What the? There's like a lullaby, like music box playing. Didn't mean to hop into this. Enigmatic page in here. Is this the continuation of the is it the continuation of the quest, or is this something different? This is the continuation? Oh. Well then. Whoa, what is this place? Paimon's dizzy from that whole getting sucked into a book thing. I remember this place. I know it. This is the Narzisenkreuz Ordo. It sure does feel like you've been transported to all sorts of strange places under weird circumstances after meeting Anne, huh? Sorry, Paimon. Oh, it's fine. Paimon's not blaming you. She just thinks, Fontaine really is a magical place. Still, this is the Narzisenkreuz Ordo. Sounds like an organization the people from the kingdom would set up in a different country. The method of entry was pretty interesting too, huh? It was just like that picture book from the Anapausis. We read, and then we ended up somewhere else. That makes this place something like a secret base, doesn't it? We don't even know where it is, really, either. Are you feeling more calm now, Anne? Yes, much better. Thank you, Knight Conry. Or should I drop that title? It was fake, after all. Don't say that, Anne. But, on the contrary, your story has just begun. Your story has only just begun. It was your or our were the two different options there. Conry's right, you know. We've still got a whole bunch of adventures waiting up ahead for us. How shall one proceed in peace of mind without a reliable knight at hand, O lovely maiden? Come on, Paimon was just trying to encourage Anne. You're quite the knight yourself, Paimon. You're positive and you've got a good heart. It makes me happy, truly. Oh, come on. Why are you getting so serious all of a sudden? You're just less powerful than Knight Conry, that's all. Everyone's got things they're good at. Conry's got a good brain and sword arm, and Paimon... You know what Paimon's good at? Sticking by our side. Followed us into the basement of the Golden House, kicking aside rubble when we decided that we were going to go face down the Fatui after Tepe died. She didn't even question it. She was just like, well, I guess I'm going too. She genuinely was scared and sad and traumatized a little bit when we were separated during that time, and she didn't know when we were coming back. You really are impressive, Paimon. You've cheered Anne up already. Yes, you truly are impressive, Paimon. I feel like the only reason Paimon gets flack is because she's the tutorial bird. But she's nowhere near as frustrating, in my opinion. I don't see her as frustrating as Navi. Hey, listen. You too. And here Paimon thought that you tried to tease her or something. You're weird. Yep, both of you. Except in Farina's quest, we don't talk about that. Because Ether was also annoying as fuck in that quest. I am swearing a lot today, I'm sorry. But that aside, didn't you say before that the Narzisenkreuz Ordo has deep links with the past? Link to the past? Has deep links with the past, and that's why we came here in the first place. Yes. However, my head's still a complete mess. That's true. Oh, Paimon knows. Let's put what we've discovered together real quick. When we're exploring in the Anapausis. Oh boy. Paimon's head's a mess too. Any ideas, Conry? Let's discuss Anne. Right, Paimon's been thinking about that too. Marianne said that your birth was a beautiful accident. What does that mean? I think it might be simply that my birth was a coincidence. Just as she said, I am someone she dreamed of, the form she took in a dream. The things we experienced together were also part of the tale in the dream. If it hadn't been for you, that dream might have never ended. Or perhaps it might have ended and I might have disappeared with the happily ever after. I can't be sure. That's true. Not that Paimon gets it. This means that Marianne is also an Oceanid. Eh? And Anne was created from Marianne. Eh? That's what I believe as well. And if that's the case, the things I remembered during our journey should have been her memories, or so I'd think. Your knowledge and experience cannot exceed that of the main body. But when you met her, you also became your own entity. Without a main body to restrict and control you. It really does have a lot of similarities to Focalor creating Farina. Maybe not a lot, but maybe not thematically, but so become the master of your own fate. Her last words to me. Well, Paimon gets it now. That means that Peticho, Owl, and the other creations are just like you, right? I believe that to be the case, yes. In that case, who was Marianne really? The name is very familiar to me, but I cannot recall why. It's like some part of my body has been frozen. Any other thoughts, Conry? None. Let's discuss the Ordo. All right, now I have a lot of thoughts on the matter, memories and emotions. When those two children brought me here, it was a lovely place. Everything was new and shiny, just as before. They were vibrant and excited, like the sunlight shining on the water. They told me that this was our new home, and that they'd brought many new friends. That everything could be like the way they were before. But later, they changed. Some things stopped being the same, and the people here changed too. Hang on, I think I misread that. That everything could be like they were before. Some things stopped being the same, and the people here changed too. Though the Narzisenkreuz Institute of old did not have sunlight, it was very warm. Yet this place grew ever colder. And then... Anne looks like she's in pain. No need to push yourself. I'm sorry, Knight Conry. As for the rest, each time I try to recall it, I grow very frightened.
and very sad. This is the best I can do for now. Man, ugh, that's very haunting. That you can't remember something, and the only thing you know is that when I can't remember, and the only thing I know is that when I try to remember, I'm terrified. Oh, that gave me goosebumps in the best kinds of way, because that's something that's a theme I really like in horror media, that like for monsters and stuff, and even depictions of like the universal depictions of horror and monsters and demons and stuff like that. Whether it's old folk tales in old folk tales in China or old folk tales from the Native Americans, all different tribes of the Native Americans. It's like there's something that we're scared of that we can't remember what it is, but it keeps on cropping up in all of human history, but we don't know what it is. Like there's a common through thread of something that we're all scared of, but we don't know what that thing is. Oh, wait. I think I didn't read it. I can sense many terrible things happened here. I can sense many emotions, rage, terror, but also hope, trust, and admiration. But all of them make me feel... okay, yeah, that's the right one. But all of them make me feel a strange sort of pain, like they're all sorts of shards or impurities embedded in my body. I don't want to. I can't. All right, leave that aside first. There's no need to force it. The more you try to force yourself to remember, the less you'll be able to remember. Let's discuss Princess Lyris. I suspect that she was only ever a character in a story. In that tale, we needed to save her and defeat the fell dragon Narcissus. That was my original... was that all Anne speaking? Whoops. That was my original purpose, wish. All stories must have their origins. Speaking of that, Anne, we've heard you mention the place called Narzisenkreuz Institute before. So if we go with Conry's logic, the Narzisenkreuz Kingdom and Adventure Team might have their story's origin in the Institute and the Ordo, right? That is possible. It feels like we got our hands on some new clues, but then again, not. Actually, I've recalled something else. I've seen terrifying sights. The primordial waters, the amniotic fluid of the world, and its placenta, devoured to the last. The world fell into utter darkness. Never again would the cool spring water flow. I saw that once, or perhaps I saw that in the future. Oh, that's an interesting concept. That you're not remembering stuff, but you have premonitions of the future. Wait a second, which are you talking about? The past or the future? I don't know. Sorry. And thank you, Knight Conry and Paimon. Come on, it's fine. We said we're gonna help you. No, I am truly happy that the two of you are the first two friends I met since I became me. For that, you have my thanks. Pleased to have met you too, Anne. Why are the two of you being so formal? Isn't becoming friends something that just, happens? When you called out to us and asked for our help, and that was the moment Paimon thought, that's right, you're a friend, and we've got to help you. Thank you so much, Paimon. Don't be like that, Anne. If you really want to thank us, then keep your chin up and keep those spirits high. Yes, you're exactly right, Paimon. Besides, I have your help, so I shouldn't waste it by standing still. I must recall more and tell you all about it. Not that you have to push yourself too hard to recall the past. It's fine. Just Mary Ann dreamed of a past tale, and the tale gave birth to me. I will also rest. In dreams, I might be able to recall more things. Perhaps there might be lovely things there too. If I do recall some, you'll be the first to know, Knight Conry and Paimon. Got it. All right then. Good night, Anne. Indeed. Good night. Oh, there she is over there. This music box theme. Oh, I didn't even see these chests here. Oh, another drained conch cup. And a key to some place in the Institute. What was that? Oh, there's nothing up top here. Why does this give me Hexenzirkel vibes as well? Anne. Take a rest, Anne. We'll be back here. Ooh, cool. And you can teleport right to the Ordo. Ordo. Okay. Key to somewhere in the Institute. And there was a second key as well that I got also, wasn't there? I think we'll explore around, we'll find where those keys unlock, and then that'll be the end of this part of the stream. That'll be the end of the Genshin part of the stream. What else was in here? Because I wasn't intending. I thought that this was just going to be, I thought this was just going to be sitting down to read some more lore. Okay, there's nothing else in here. The room where Navia went flying out of the water. Okay. Flying Navia room. I think I have this as a furnishing or a version of something like that. I like it when backtracking is done well. Super Metroid, which I always glaze to the end of my days. Super Metroid, I always talk about, did backtracking very well. Backtracking with a purpose. Oh right, you're not Fontaine. Duh, you're Yelan. Okay, there's nothing down here. It was all up top here. Squirp. Squirp. Squirple. That was this puzzle. Thank you for choosing Navi Airlines. Hope your trip is a blast. Again, this is the point. This is the part. Again, this is the part where I tell people that I think a lot of people would benefit from playing these missions that people might have skipped over because of TLDR syndrome. Like, it's not voiced. It's not required for the Archon quest. I think people would get a lot out of this game by playing these quote unquote optional missions. As far as I'm concerned, in terms of world building, they're must plays. Oh, hello. My Shilonen is level 40 and gonna die immediately.
A walk would be nice.
Wait, this is goop that you need for the... Isn't this goop? I'm not in the chasm. I can't even use it though because I'm not in the chasm.
Let's pack it up.
So they're just studying it is all. And here's this stuff too. Can I make any of those enigmatic pages, bro? I can't make any of these. I'm one away on Toki Alley Tales and Thousand Nights. Crimson Gate, yeah. Look how gross this. Listen to how gross this sounds. It's glorbity glorbing. Ancient log. Anyway, when it comes down to it, our research directions are different, so I applied for a new research lab with the director. But there's nothing for it anyway. Elaine is incredibly intelligent, but he only trusts himself and doesn't trust our observations or accomplishments unless he reaches the same conclusions through his own calculations. Well, it's okay. Since Elaine is making the world a better place in his own way, I trust him because this is the world that Anne lives in. Even though the Institute is full of people... Who was Anne? Even though the Institute is full of people, I don't have many friends besides Carter. It feels like everyone kind of dislikes us. Renee managed to acquire something powerful to research. Apparently those appeared after the disaster and are very dangerous for most people, but I feel okay. Maybe because my constitution has gotten a lot better. I helped Renee out. When I visited him, I found out that he also attended Narcissenkreuz Institute, but didn't tell him about the vice director abandoning us, or it would have made him very sad. If only we could have helped him just like I was helped. After discussing it with Renee, he finally agreed to give it a try. He said since it's dangerous, everything needs to be made clear to Carter, and he must take the judgment himself as concerns his own life. But if it is successful, then he'll survive just like I did. Oh. That opens up into here. Was there another door that I had yet to open? Another place I'd yet to explore? Okay, that's where we entered. Oh, kind of not really. Because we entered there, and then we slorped over here, and then we slorped around here. Because this just goes right up to the ruin greater room, and then the Ordo book. So north. This over here is not where we just came from, but this was a room by itself. Oh, this is just the room to transfer over to the other part of it. Okay. That's true. Both the Glorp and the Agates are places where celestial nails are. That's true. We've talked about this before, haven't we? Isn't it implied that the celestial the nail in the chasm is what created the chasm's maw? So it's created the big thing. Also, and then there's the nail on top of Dragon Spine. Okay. I think that might do it for the Genshin part of this stream. You guys have been behaving yourselves, right? Right? You guys have been behaving yourselves. Actually, you guys have been behaving yourselves very much so. Ooh, I have Ox, and I also can go to the statue of Lumine as well. Oh, oh my gosh. I was looking around for where the statue is. I teleported to the statue. I do believe also that I've heard some theories that they are fan theories that people believe to be, purport to, and also claim to be canon, but definitely have not been confirmed in the game or even necessarily really implied in the game. I would count those as leaks and spoilers. So only stuff that like is official. For example, one of the big ones, that Archons bestow visions, which is not true. Where the hell is Nuvi? We can read Moonlit Bamboo Forest. That was one on, I still haven't read it, and I was gonna read it and record it off stream, and it probably would be cool to read that one on stream so you guys can see my genuine first reactions to stuff. Also, didn't we just ding AR-57 last stream? Didn't I see that pop up last stream? Why am I in the middle of AR-57? Knock it off. Nafia chose that. All right. Fountain of Lucine. The Hoyo Fair animation. As discussed, I have been like AR grinding on the alternate account that we, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that yet. I've been AR grinding on the alternate account on our challenge account. So that the next time we go into the challenge account, I don't have to spend it endlessly grinding and stuff. We can just get right to the good stuff. Because the front part of this game, when you're talking about a permadeath challenge, there's not a lot that is threatening in the first part of the game. There's not a lot that's challenging in the first part of the game. So I've been grinding so that we can just go straight to, you know, I don't know, Ruin Guard Island, or straight to like Storm Terror boss and stuff like that, and see how far I can get with only the starters. Starters only Nuzlocke is what that challenge is. I didn't realize that there was a separate ending and a follow-up quest if during the quest where you feed Timmy's ducks, if you kill one of the ducks, I was just joking around, and then it changed the quest objective, and you go back, and in all caps, he's like, "How could you? I saw what you did to that duck!" And then you have a follow-up mission at Venti's statue over here, where one of the sisters of the church is like, go deliver Timmy's favorite food to him, and beg for forgiveness. I was like, I don't know, man. I was just being a silly little goober. I did not finish Surumi quest. We really didn't get that far into the Surumi quest when we were doing it either. And Lumine. Okay. Shinobu is in the process of being built. I'm getting Shinobu up to spec. I'd gotten the Archons plus Arle pretty comfortable. Navia is also slowly being built. So Navia is pretty well built right now. She's not final phased. And she could use a little more work on her artifacts and stuff. She often borrows Arlecchino's artifacts. Here, let me swap those back over so I can swap to her actual ones. She's been working very effectively though with a 4-piece of Gladiator. However, it seems like she hits a damage cap around 100k, and I know that she can do 200k easily. I know she can double that damage. So at a certain point, I'll find the proper set for her and get some good stats and stuff like that on her. But Navia's being topped off, Shinobu's being topped off, and the next one in my sights is Kale. So because it'll take a little bit of getting to get Lanyan and Ocelot, Shilonin. It'll take a little bit of time before we can get Lanyan all the way up, Kanich all the way up, Shilonin all the way up. So, next one on my radar.
I really want to go traveling.
Next one on my radar is Crit Kale. And this is actually a pretty good team for her. These two could use more EM. This team with Shinobu and Nahida having over 1,000 EM each, and Kale being giving Kale attack instead of EM would be pretty good. However, the problem is Kale is going to be the one, because she's on field, she's going to be the one that's triggering a lot of the reactions. So I don't know. I want to build her as an attack DPS, but I feel like her being an EM DPS would make more sense. I just get such bad rolls when it comes to EM stuff. And then Johnny to keep everyone safe. But anyways, that's where that's happening right now. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I am going to stop the recording on this VOD, and so that the Genshin VOD will end here. And then we will hop into Girls Frontline 2. Now, I don't think I will post the full VOD of Girls Frontline 2 because I plan to make this a condensed, edited down episode, like a 4 or 5 minute episode. You remember Genshin episode 1 that I did, where I took the first 2 streams and put them into a concise 4-minute, like, edited up episode? It's probably what I'm gonna do with the back half of this stream where we play Girls Frontline. So, thank you all so much for stopping by, and if Frontline isn't your jam, totally understand, but that's where we're headed next. So, appreciate y'all watching the re-upload. Love you lots.